Hello, it's Doug, the 2-Minute Gardener. It's starting to get hot out there, so let's do a triple video. I'm going to show you 8 shade trees to give you some good summer shade, and then I'm going to show you how to stake those new trees, and finally how to install a tree root barrier. So first up, this is a tipu tree. Great 40-foot wide canopy, lots of great shade, even has some yellow flowers. And of course, the official tree of the city of San Diego, the jacaranda. This one can get about 60 feet tall. It'll take about 30 years, and 60 feet wide, and of course has its legendary purple flowers. Now, a word of warning, those purple flowers, they all come down at the end of May and can be kind of messy. But it is a beautiful tree, and it gives you some good shade in the summertime. One of the most popular shade trees here in Southern California is the crepe myrtle, popular throughout the American South and Southwest. Lots and lots of fun colors. It's just a beautiful tree. Whites, pinks, reds. There's about a dozen varieties. They're just fabulous out there. Another one that gives you some great color, but then gives you shade the rest of the year, is the gold medallion tree. Cassia leptophylla is also one. How about a small shade tree? Well, this one's the eastern redbud. This variety is called forest pansy. It has the nice purple foliage, but also has the pink flowers, and so it's really beautiful. And then that foliage will fade to green and then fade to yellow by the time winter arrives. And it can get about 20 feet tall and 20 feet wide, has kind of a delicate, lacy look. And by the way, hit that like button if you are enjoying this video. But I do love this the eastern redbud, because it is really nice for small areas. A little bit bigger is that evergreen pear, also flowers in the early spring. This is usually one of the very first trees to flower here in Southern California. It'll flower around March. Great for butterflies, hummingbirds. One of my, also a great tree for birds, is the strawberry tree. It actually has fruit. It is edible. It tastes terrible, but birds love it. It has that cool striping bark, the pink flowers. So the strawberry tree with the pink flowers is called Marina. That's the one that you see right here. That's the actual tree. It looks really great. And finally, the 8th tree on our list is the Chinese elm. Nice big tree, 40, 50 feet. Easy to prune to kind of be the shape you like it to be. Really good shade tree. Pretty nice and fast growing. All right, so you've decided to purchase a new tree. It's really important that you double stake that tree. So we're going to show you how we did it with this particular tree. Now, this is a tipu tree, a big one, a 36-inch box tree that was just planted, and we did a little watering well, and now it's time, once it's soaked, to install a proper double tree stake. The reason this is important is you always want to take that nursery stake off, because that green tape really kind of binds into the cambium of the tree and can hamper its development. So always take that stake off as soon as you can. If you can't get it staked soon enough, leave it on for a month at most, but then you're going to want to, because you see what happens? It cuts right into that trunk and can damage the tree's internal health system. So double staking it will enable the nutrients to go up and down the trunk and enable it to build trunk stake. So here's how you do it. You get a couple of these fabulous 8-foot poles, and you can get one of these pole drivers. You can rent them easy enough from wherever you rent garden supplies, and put them about 16 inches away from the tree here. Now, I always recommend to folks, when you're using this pole driver and you're putting the stakes in, you want to put it perpendicular to the wind direction. And the reason you do that is you want it to kind of move back and forth with the wind, and it develops the best strength if the stakes are perpendicular to the wind direction. So look at where the wind blows where you are and kind of put the stakes that way, and that will help build the trunk stake. Next, once you get those stakes in, you want to do this crisscross tie with these rubber tree stakes. And by the way, there's links in the comment section, not only for some of these trees, but these supplies as well for doing the tree staking. I've included links for ties. I've even included links for the tree root barrier that you're going to see in just a minute later in this video. Anyway, you crisscross tie them, you connect them, and then you use the little nail set that comes with it, and you tap them into the trunk. Usually with a tree like this, that's a pretty good sized tree that has about a good 6 feet of clear trunk space, you're going to want to do 3 of these rubber bands around it, these rubber tree stakes, to give it some equal support on either side, space them about 2 feet apart. Once again, crisscross them, get them nice and tight, put that little nail in, and it holds it in place. Now, a question I get a lot of times is, how long do you leave these double stakes in place? I tell folks, generally you want to leave them for about a year, at least a year. Now, it depends on how small the tree is when you first put it in. If it's a really narrow trunk tree, then you're going to actually want to do probably 2 years to really get it to be nice and thick. This trunk is pretty thick. We only needed to leave them on for a year, and then we took it right off. All right, you've double staked your tree. Now, also keep in mind that trees can break up concrete and driveways and things like that. How do you stop it from happening before, especially if you're just doing a brand new driveway extension like we're doing in this project? Let's install a tree root barrier. And again, there's links in the comment section for the materials. There's basically 2 kinds of tree root barriers. There's one that has these little nodes that secrete a little enzyme that stops tree root development. This one is one that redirects the tree roots so that they go parallel to the barrier and don't get into the driveway. So this particular tree barrier comes in 12-inch depth, 24-inch depth, 36-inch depth. There's even one that's 48 inches, but generally 36 to 24 is good enough. Here, this one we're doing is about a 24-inch depth. Again, links for all these products in there. So first you dig the trench, and then you lay the root barrier in with the open crease facing the existing tree, because that's the direction the roots are going to come from. So lay it in there so that the roots, again, are going to hit those creases and be driven downwards and not over the top to that. So you need to notice how these guys are putting it where the top is just below the grade of what the finished grade is going to be. And again, it's really important to do this when you're doing these new hardscapes, because you want to protect these trees. Now, protect the hardscape. Now, this particular tree is an existing pine tree that's been there a while. They're protecting this new walkway. All right, push the barrier against one side of the trench, backfill it with some soil and gravel, and the next part's important. Notice how they're compacting the dirt. If you're just going to backfill it with existing soil, you want to make sure that's really hard. Again, the purpose of this entire process is to discourage the roots to go to that direction. You want the roots of the tree to go in the other direction. Roots are going to naturally thrive where there's places of oxygen and water. This discourages the development of both of those. Once you do that, then you just kind of cover it up, and then you can kind of add some simple decor. So for this particular project, we actually did a dry stream bed over the top of it because this was actually part of a lawn removal rebate, and it required a dry stream bed. And so there you go. We're installing a dry stream bed over fabric. There's never actually going to be water on this except for really, really heavy rains. But that's a whole different video on how to do a dry stream bed. So there you go, 8 wonderful trees for shade, how to double stake those trees, and how to install a tree root barrier. Well, that's all for now. Don't forget to hit that like, hype, and subscribe, and leave a comment. That hype thing is actually a brand new thing on YouTube now. So it's like a super like. So make sure to hit that hype button on, especially if you're watching this on your smartphone. And good luck with your landscape project. This is Doug, the 2-Minute Gardener, saying thanks for watching.